on to Crystal Palace. They brought in 4 players. Is that enough? They haven't recorded a point so far. How are they going to shape up?
It's too early. It's a new manager. It is too early. I think Sacco deadline deal was a great signing for them. It was good for them when he came.
Has he been given enough though?
No.
Will he be happy with that window?
No, of course not. Especially when he's trying to. I mean, before him it was Sam Allardyce, a completely different style of manager to Frank de Boer. So when a manager is trying to implement a new style, he wants to bring in players that fit the style, and I don't think he's bought enough of them.
I think the most important thing about Crystal Palace's window, you could maybe argue Sacco, but I think keeping Wilfried Zaha is big for them, and maybe as well Benteke. Saw him as linked with Everton, but not very much. There weren't very concrete rumours, but I think Wilfried Zaha will be the difference between them dropping out of the division and staying in it.
Oh yeah, I think Zaha's class.
And I think Anjos Townsend as well. He's got to step up this year. But I think like the window started so well for them. I think they signed Fossey, Mensah, Loftus-Cheek, and then Riedewald within like the first month or so. I can't remember, but I think just because towards the end they never really got anyone else in, I think the fans are going to be left a bit disappointed,
especially after the poor start.
Yeah,
I think Ruben Loftus-Cheek's a good signing. In the Huddersfield game, he seemed to be the one that was trying to make things happen. And last season in midfield, Johan Kabay maybe, but I think Loftus-Cheek will provide good legs and a lot of creativity in the midfield.
Where would you have added if you were the manager of Crystal Palace? Is there any weaknesses still there?
Probably going forward. I think they've only really got Benteke, who's an out-and-out striker, haven't they?
Yeah, I can't really think of anyone in reserve that's going to really get them the goals, actually.
No.
And they signed Sacco as well at the back, which is who they really wanted before the transfer window shut, and they got their man. So I wouldn't exactly call Crystal Palace's transfer window far from a disaster. They did quite well.
I think some of the defenders they brought in to play alongside Sacco is a big gamble. Fosu Mensah still young, and Jaro Riedewald, they're not really proven in the Premier League. So I think if they get an injury to Sacco, that maybe could be a problem for them. But I think they'll be alright.
Yeah, De Boer knows Riedewald as well from Ajax, obviously. So at least there's that consolation towards that signing. If it all goes.
Sorry.
Yeah, if it all goes clogs up, yeah.
Yeah, I think they could have maybe signed a player going forward, who I don't quite know, but I mean, all their signings were sort of Ruben Loftus-Cheek was a set mid. Apart from that,
I'm surprised they let Dwight Gale go, to be honest, all that time ago. I know they let him go to Newcastle, but at the time he was actually playing quite well for him. I think since then they've needed to get another striker in, but just haven't.
it is hard though to find a understudy who's good enough and happy enough to be an understudy and come out of the bench and come off the bench and score goals for you. Though.
Okay, so how would we assess their window out of 10?
I'd give him an 8 personally.
An 8.
I'll give them a 5.
Yeah, I'd give him a 5 as well. Just a bit underwhelming.
Mediocre, really.
Do you think that they haven't lost anyone of note, and they've kept their best players, and they've brought in who they wanted to bring in? So for me, it's seen as a success more than anything.
I think I give Palace a 7 because one advantage you have over a lot of teams at the bottom half is they've got a lot of continuity from last season. They keeping like Wilfried Zaha is going to be a big difference.
Exactly.
Sacco already knows the club, and I think they'll be alright. I'm giving them a 7.
Yeah, exactly. Like Luke just said there, for where you'd expect Palace to finish, they've kept all of their best players when you compare to them to likes of, well, I don't know, like Burnley and teams with the greatest respect, Danny, they've kept their best players and they've improved as well. So yeah, like I said, it's a success for me.
Yeah, I think the biggest challenge for them is going to be getting fit into De Boer's system, just like getting used to that really, and even if it's the players that were there last season, just starting a new system compared to Allardyce's.
I think they've got the players to do it, though. That's the thing. When you, like you said, the Townsend's, Zaha's, Loftus-Cheek as well. They've got the players to fit De Boer's style of play. Obviously, it hasn't shown yet. We're only 3 games in, but I think it will eventually.